So welcome back. What I'm going to talk about in this next video sequence is the 7 common mistakes that people make when creating their functional training space or boutique studio or club within a club. So the first part, and certainly the most important thing that you can do and get right, most people totally miss this part, but it's extremely important. If you only did one thing, I would recommend that you spend the majority of your time, the 80% of your time, on getting this part right. So if you have a look at this slide that we just put up on the screen, what does that say to you? Well, what it says to me is confusion. And I like to use the example of going on a night out. So you've got the Uber or the taxi has arrived with you, and you've got 4 people in the taxi, and the guy's, right, okay, where are we going? And I'm in the front, and I'm like, okay, well, we're going to this place. It's south of here. It's 60 miles south, and let's go to that bar, restaurant, whatever. And we've got someone in the back, and it's like, no, there's a place just east of here. It's about 60 miles. Great place. I want to go there. And then you've got someone else, no, there's a fantastic place, just go west. And so you've got this guy in the front that's listening to this conversation, and nobody's really sure about where they want to go. They all know they want to go out somewhere, they want to go out on a great evening, but everybody's got a different idea together. And until all the people in that taxi, Uber, have decided exactly where they want to go, then this guy's just going to go nowhere, and he's going to sit there until somebody's made a decision. And that's an example of a lot of the businesses that we talk to. You know, there's one person, maybe the investor, and he or she has got this great idea about what they should be doing. And then there's some kind of fitness person involved, and he or she has a great idea about what the concept should be. And then there's maybe someone that's maybe financial or controlling the purse strings, and they've got a really clear idea about what they should or shouldn't be doing. And then there's maybe a marketing person. So in a lot of cases, when you sit down with a group of people that are going through this process, you find that there's quite a few different views and ideas about what it should look like. And so the first thing to do is to get really clear about what it is you're doing and why you're doing it. And there's a number of key things to think about, but you know, what is your why? Who is it that you're really targeting? And when I ask this, in a lot of cases, it's like, well, this is for everybody. You know, everybody could benefit from this. And there's no doubt that everybody could benefit from fitness. But in this day and age, you've got to be really, really specific about who you're going after, because if you're not, there'll be someone that really understands a demographic extremely well, really targets them, and the people that go in there feel they're understood. They feel it's part of their tribe or community, and they will continue to come back. And the people that are there looking after everyone, it's a great sign of failure, because nobody is really going to feel as though they belong in there. They're not going to feel as though they're understood. The way they're communicated, the overall experience isn't going to meet their needs. So it's really important to think about, what's your why? You know, why are you doing this? Who is it that you're going after? What is the concept? You know, what's the concept that you're going to deliver? What's the problem that you're going to be solving? What's the kind of training idea that you need, that you're going to be delivering? What's the pricing that you need? How many people do you need in there for it to work financially? And can you get that amount of people in there? Because unless you really understand these questions, then it's going to be very difficult to go somewhere else and talk to suppliers, partners, marketing companies, or anything like that without really drilling down on this first step. And what we get in a lot of cases is people with a sort of a layout of a space, and we've got 3,000, 5,000 square feet, and we want to create this space in there. Can you do me some layouts? And the first question is, well, yeah, I can do you lots of layouts, but whether they're going to be relevant to what you're trying to achieve is completely unknown until I understand what it is that you're going to achieve. Now, there's a number of different ways that you can do this. There's a number of different steps and processes, but the most important thing to take away from this is, before you go and talk to a supplier or a partner or anybody, is just get really clear on why you're doing this, who you're servicing, and what is required to make money from that facility in terms of people and pricing. And once you've worked that out, you can then determine, well, are we in the right place? Is the location going to support this type of business or not? And then you can make sure you're going it into a correct way. There's a great story that's out there on YouTube about the ladies that created Soul Cycle. And they knew the person in a high level of detail who was going to come into their studios, what she looked like, what she wore, where she went, and a really, really high level of detail. And there's no surprising that they're one of the most successful and profitable studios that's out there at the moment. So in order to be able to compete with that type of business, then you need to get really, really specific about who it is that you're going after. So don't forget to keep a lookout for the next video when we'll explain what the next important step is to creating your profitable, successful boutique studio or functional training area.